can't believe we got lost trying to find the cathedral.
Because you don't go here.
Our GPS was not us. I'm your brother Joe Sicat from Presidio 1998. I'm not sure. 1998, 1999. It's like I am also an ordained permanent deacon, serving as emeritus at St. Raymond, Dublin. Emeritus means tamad na, tulog na tulog. So I'm retired. I am usually called Deacon Joe, but sometimes a lot of people call me Hoy. My topic today is evangelization. You gave me a very difficult topic. What is it? Sounds like a complex word. In fact, it is. Maybe it's only me, and you have an advantage because I believe you have had a session with an expert on this topic earlier. Am I right? I think you spent couple of hours this morning with somebody else, no?
A couple of times ago we had.
Oh, okay.
Last month.
Last month.
Yeah.
Oh,
Last month.
okay. Here is the definition I'm offering. I'm sure that there may be better definitions, but here is one that I'm comfortable with. Evangelization is that process which seeks to make Jesus' teachings known to the world. And I will repeat that. Evangelization is that process which seeks to make Jesus' teachings known to the world. Catechetical education is one of those. If you went to a Catholic school when you were young, you were given catechetical education. It's called catechism or religion. And coming from a Catholic family, you were most likely introduced early to Jesus by your parents and his parents, Mary and Joseph. You were taken to church regularly to attend Sunday Mass, a day of obligation. And if you listen to the priest during Mass, you will remember stories about Jesus' early miracles, and so on and so on. In addition, if you went to a public school that did not have religion subjects, like me, your parents may have enrolled you in a special religion or catechism class. That's what I did. This happened to me, as I said, because my dad believed in public schools. I don't know if you have the same things with your family, but my dad thought that public schools were a lot better than Catholic schools. But of course, we find that public schools do not have religion topics or subjects, and that was very important for my mom. But the difference between the two parents is one wanted spiritual education, whereas the other did not. You were taken to church to attend Sunday Mass, which is a day of obligation. And if you listen to the priest during the Mass, you will remember stories about Jesus' early miracles, and so on and so on. In addition, if you went to a public school, like I did, that did not have religion subjects, your parents may have enrolled you in a special religion class or catechism class. When my father died suddenly, I was only 12 years old. My mother thought I should go to a Catholic school. And so she moved me to a school on Taft Avenue, which you know to be De La Salle College. And she was very religious. Rosary every night. All of us, brothers and sisters, must be at home to do the rosary with her. My mother believed in the saying, charity begins at home. And this evangelization topic applies mostly to younger families with pre-teen children still at home. The best opportunity for evangelizing children is when before they become teenagers. They still respect and listen to parents. Their minds are still moldable. But as they become teenagers, the pull and influence of parents becomes weaker due to competitive and sometimes stronger pull of, you know what, friends. What kind of friends did we have? Our friends may have different directions and hobbies and may not even be practicing Catholics. And this was very critical. And I advise young parents right now, many of you are very young parents, this is a very critical for you to be watching how your kids are growing up, who they are with every day, what are they learning, what new words are they bringing to your home, and so on and so on. Those are the clues. Do we ourselves evangelize others too? When we have guests at lunch or dinner at home, do we say grace before eating? Can I have a show of hands? Do you say grace? Good. Not 100%. Or are we ashamed to do such a ritual? Especially when we have guests. How many of us raise our children with growing up prayers like, Angel of God, my guardian dear? We help them transition this prayer to their own children. If we don't teach them, how will it get to their children? During meals at home, pray. Appoint who will do prayers when all gathered. If we don't do that, our children will never have the courage to start praying and doing those prayers. So, that is the start of evangelization for a family, right there at home. Then also, we go to Mass as a family. I don't know if you did that. I was raised like that. We always went together as a whole family. You know how many kids there were in the family? We were 6. I was the oldest, and I have a litter of brothers and 1 sister following me. And of course, we're tagging along with Mom. So going to Mass as a family, this is very important. This is evangelization in itself. Now that we are adults, evangelization becomes very, very important. We invite sponsored friends to Cursilio weekends. Of course, this means that we must have been Cursilistas already. How many people have we invited to Cursilio?
One.
Oh, one? How about two? Three? Four? Five?
I'm not sure, I lost count.
Do you remember, Sylvia, how many we have recruited? I think it's more than 10, so maybe close to 15. But we did believe in Cursilio. It was very important to invite people to Cursilio. And then the group reunions that resulted after Cursilio. Believe it or not, when did I graduate? 1990? 1990. That's when we graduated. Sylvia, my wife, recruited me. I was running away, but she caught up. I got caught. So that was 1990, and up to now, our group reunion still exists. Solid. Every month, we still have a group reunion. That is also, again, very, very important. How many of you are still doing group reunions? Very good. Incredible. Almost 90%. Very good. So that was 20 years later, and we are doing our group reunions. That's pretty impressive. How about recruiting, inviting, sponsoring friends to Cursilio weekend? Between me and my wife, we have sponsored more than a dozen friends into Cursilio weekend, and that's not very many. More than a dozen, maybe 16, 17, 18. How many have you done? More than 5? More than 10? Maybe. Very good. I'm surprised. We have not invited enough. And Cursilio is very, very important. I was not too much of a believer of it when I joined in. But after the second day, I was already in tears. So it was incredible. What a huge change. Here's more of those to-dos for families, for anyone, for Cursilistas. Do we volunteer to pick up someone who's not able to go to church? There are people who can't go to church for one reason or another. No car, no ride, can't walk. Those people need us. And how many of us give communion to the sick in the shut-in? Not very many. Again, very important, because some of the people that may be in our neighborhood, they can't go to church. And they need to go to church. They have no right. And so it's very, very important that we take them as part of our families for Sunday Mass. How many of us invite others to maybe become Catholics? That's tough. But if you invite, some people might say yes. So we win another soul. Okay? And are we sure that we have our children confirmed? Confirmation. I think Filipinos 100%, huh? We're very good at that. But also it's very important that we select the best of the ninongs and ninangs. It's not only because they have fat wallets that we make them ninong and ninang, so that by Christmas time we have a lot of regalo. Important, kumpil. We also have ninong, ninang, kumpil for confirmation. I know some families miss on that, and they just have the baptism, but they don't do the confirmation, or they may forget. So that's also very important, and it's not too late to have kumpil done, even if they are not young children. And if you can afford, here's one pretty important thing for evangelization. Can you sponsor some kids from your own barrio in the Philippines to go to a Catholic school? All it takes is probably $50 a year, and you can send one of those kids to a Catholic school in the provinces. Very important. Not to brag, but I think our family, we have like 18 or 20 kids in the Philippines, in a barrio, in a remote barrio in Pampanga, that we send to a Catholic school at our expense. Believe it or not, it's only like $30 a year per child. And that's very, very valuable. You can buy your way to heaven with just $30. And there's no limit to what we can do to evangelize. It is what we are willing to do and enjoy that kind of work. And always pray for God's help. Rewards are on the way. Believe it or not, that's the end of my talk. Any questions?
Any questions for Deacon? His talk is from this book, and it's very valuable. There's a lot of information, and this is just a small book. So I encourage everyone to really avail of the book, because you can go through. It's on evangelization. The modern world is the exhortation from Pope John. So you can just Google it, and it's. And I know Deacon Steve has always encouraged us to avail of this book, and
You don't have to buy it. You can actually
yeah, you
just
can
go
go
online and just download it.
It's online.
Perfect.
You
No
can
charge.
Google it, and it'll give you the whole thing online. Google, the evangelization, the one word.
Okay.
Any question?
So I can sit down, I'll just make one little conclusion, is that if you're not evangelizing every day, every week, every month, you're not doing your job as a Catholic. Amen.